How much does it really cost to live in Mansfield, Texas? Let's talk about it. Keela McGraw here, your favorite Fort Worth realtor, and I am here to talk about what it costs to live in Mansfield, Texas. I'm going to share some information about the true cost of living in Mansfield, Texas, and simply because I do know from firsthand experience. My family and I have lived here for about 3 years and we have absolutely loved it. We did move from an area that had a lower cost of living, but we felt like the switch to Mansfield was well worth it. We're going to dig into some areas that tie into the cost of living in Mansfield. So according to niche.com, Mansfield ranked number 5 as best Fort Worth suburbs to live in. That is one of the reasons why my family and I decided to move to Mansfield. It has some great amenities and other things that really gelled well with what we wanted in a city. Mansfield's overall cost of living is about 6% higher than the national average. So let's start out with housing costs, because that honestly is going to be your largest expense with living in Mansfield, Texas. Housing costs in Mansfield is about 14% higher than the national average. As of May of 2022, the median price of a home is $460,000 in Mansfield. $460,000 will get you a really nice 3 to 4 bedroom, 2 to 4 bathroom, single story home between, I'd say 2,000 to 2,500 square feet, and that house may be 5 to 10 years old. Now keep in mind the median price of a home in the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex is about $430,000, and the median price of a home in Texas is about $362,000. So if you're thinking about moving to Mansfield compared to other cities within the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex, you can see that Mansfield is a little bit higher as far as the price of a home than you would see in other areas. And depending on your budget, you can get a home for about $300,000 all the way up to $1 to $2 million here in Mansfield. So we've talked about homes. There are some apartments in Mansfield. I'd say the range is about $1,500 to $2,100 a month, and that can get you anywhere from a 2-bedroom to a 3 to 4 bedroom apartment. Another major expense that you're going to have with living in Mansfield is your utilities. So your biggest utility expense is probably going to be your electric bill. And in Mansfield, the average bill can be anywhere between $150 to $200, all the way up to $300 to $600. Again, it's going to depend on the size of your home, the age of your home. Obviously, if it's a newer home, your electric bill will probably be less because your home is better insulated and is more energy efficient. So another major utility that is a big part of our lives is the internet. And so there are 2 options for internet service providers here in Mansfield, and that is AT&T and Spectrum. Both are sprinkled throughout Mansfield, so it really does depend on which area you live in, depending on which options you have. Some neighborhoods have both options, or some neighborhoods have one or the other. Either way, you're looking at a cost of between $50 to $100 a month for your internet service, depending on the speed that you get. So another utility that you may have while living in Mansfield, Texas is a gas bill. So the gas service provider here in Mansfield is Atmos Energy, and if you're looking at utilizing gas in your home, not all homes have that option. There are some total electric homes in Mansfield, just kind of depends on which area you live in, but you're looking at about $60 to $80 a month, depending on the season. Of course, in the summer it might be a little bit less, but in the winter it might be more. So it all depends on the size of your home, the season, and how well insulated your home is. So when you think about the cost of living in a city, transportation is going to be on that list. Now, Mansfield is a city that is dependent on you having a car. You need a vehicle of your own to get around in Mansfield. There is no public transportation here, so you either have Uber, Lyft, or your own car. Now with the car, there are certain things that come along with that as far as expenses, and that's going to be your maintenance. So you want to make sure that you have set aside money to maintain a car. You put a lot of miles on your car depending on your job, your commute, and things like that. The Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex is massive. So if you live in Mansfield but work in somewhere like Irving or Las Colinas or Keller, you may be traveling on roads that also have a toll road. And so that other thing that we want to talk about is make sure that you have a toll tag. And if you don't have a toll tag, you could be paying up to 50% more to use those toll roads. So it's easy to get a toll tag. You get it from the North Texas Tollway Authority. You can go to their website, they'll deliver the toll tag to you, and it can save you about 50% on that bill. As far as toll roads in Mansfield, there is one currently, and that is Highway 360. There is a toll, a small toll. I do like it simply because it's a straight shot all the way to Dallas-Fort Worth Airport, and it's minimal. It's not one of those toll roads where the rates are variable. It's a set rate, which I can appreciate, so you know exactly what that rate is every time you get on that toll road. Now keep in mind, there are toll roads all throughout the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex. So if you are traveling on those roads, your monthly toll bill could be $20, $30, $50 a month, depends on how much you utilize those toll roads. For me as a realtor, our toll bill is about $30 to $40 a month. We're going to various places within the Metroplex, so your bill may be more or less than that. So we can't talk about transportation without talking about the price of gasoline. So I typically use the app Gas Buddy to figure out which locations have the cheapest gas. It's a great app. Typically Mansfield's gas is a little bit higher than a neighboring city like Arlington, Texas. So make sure you use that app so that you can get the best prices on your gas. Gasoline, you're gonna need that for your car, and we wanna make sure that you get the best deal. So we can't talk about the cost of living without talking about food. Mansfield's food choices as far as grocery stores are vast. We do have Market Street, which is more on the higher end, as well as Aldi, Sprouts, Target, Walmart Neighborhood Market, or just a variety, Kroger, and Tom Thumb. So you have a variety of choices when it comes to going to grocery stores and shopping for your favorite food items, and they're sprinkled throughout Mansfield. So another item that a lot of folks do utilize when it comes to cost of living is restaurant choices. So rather it be fast food options or sit down and dine in options, there are a variety of different restaurants, chain restaurants, specific local restaurants, coffee houses, things like that, that you can really utilize and explore here in Mansfield. As far as higher end dining, our favorite place is the Vault in Mansfield. For a date night there, you're looking at spending maybe $100 to $125 for two, and that includes your drinks, your appetizer, and an entree. So what questions do you have about living in Mansfield, Texas? Let me know in the comments below, and we'll see you in the next video.